Hey,
What up? What up? What up?
my name is Tim Daniel. His name is Ben Brown. And welcome to this week's edition of Late Night Reds, part of the Riverfront Media Company. It's brought to you by the fantastic folks at the Blue Wire Podcast Network, where we talk about the Cincinnati Reds with you lovely people live on Sunday nights and Mondays if you catch the podcast feed and can't hang out live with us, but that's okay too. Obviously, we are at that point in the year where this is probably going to get us flagged, but I don't care. But as the guys at Boys and Men once said, but I can let go. I can let go.
I can definitely let go.
Yes, I can let go because we know what this year was. So, a couple things, we like to start the show off. Little icebreaker for the show before we get into Reds baseball talking. I have to apologize to Carrie Reiner real quick because I had to back out of the studio and get back in. And Ben, I kid you not, Carrie had like these many amazing comments for us to go through, and they all got erased. And I feel terrible because she had really great insights towards our conversation today. And now I don't have any of them. And I'm really sorry, Carrie. I really appreciate that you get on early and you send us stuff to talk about. It's very helpful every week. So I'm really, really sorry I don't have that. But some of them I remember and some of them I don't. So we're going to go with that. First off, Stephen Offenbaker. Why does Ben get the solo and I don't? Big question here.
Yeah. I mean, Tim can blow.
Yeah. Not really. Not at all. But I wanted to real quick. I had to, we like to talk about things. Ben's high school football, who once again won. Ben is rocking his season beard, as you can see.
Yeah, season beard's in full effect.
So Cooper is undefeated. Just had another game where it was pretty close there for a while, and then it took over. But I know what you meant, Steve. I can sing too. Wonder why I picked Ben, not Tim. Sheesh, thought we were friends.
What the heck?
But so congrats again on another dub, a little undefeated streak going. So we're hoping that this thing, I don't know if your wife is hoping for it, is going to be like mine pretty soon.
I know, dude. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get Timmy D level. You know what I mean? Trying to get there.
So, so I want to get that, but sometimes we like to tell some funny stories for when the show starts. So I got a good one. So I've told the church stories in the past, right? Like my wife and I, we go to a church that's like right up our alley. It's just a perfect place for us. Like it's not overbearing with the stuff that no one wants to talk about. They're just there to kind of make you feel comfortable with the conversation. It's a great place.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if this is common in other places of worship, but we do a thing on Sundays, like about halfway through the sermon, where they do what's called the children's message. So all the younger kids run up and they sit at the pew, they sit in the front, and the pastor kind of talks to them about a different thing. So my daughter, for those who know my daughter, Iris, is very energetic, does not know a stranger, and not in the stranger danger way, like legit will just be happy to see anybody.
She's very happy little girl. She likes to talk. She'll come and hang out and hug, and yeah, absolutely.
So they get to the point where they call everyone up, and she is still holding her bottle in Grace's lap. She's sitting in Grace's lap drinking her bottle, and they say, like, can all the younger kids come up? Hops down, slides out the pew, and just jets like Deion Sanders. And she gets up to their pastor, and our pastor's mic'd, obviously. It's a smaller church, but, she records it every week on YouTube and stuff like that. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And you just, like, see Iris, like, standing in front of her. Like, I think Iris thinks our pastor is her grandmother because we have a female pastor. Lisa's awesome. But she, like, walks up to her. She's like, hi. It's just, like, so funny. Finally, she sits down. She sits on the first step, and she's going like this. Just like super bouncy, super like Tigger-y, and goes to like where the mic is for the church. It's like fish because it's the fish on the cross thing.
I love it.
And dude, like literally walks behind the thing, runs up. This is all on YouTube, by the way, people. If you search Union Presbyterian Church September 22nd, skip to like 30 minutes in, and you'll see all this. It's so funny. I'll get one of our guys to clip it because it's awesome. I know Grace and I wanted to. And she like walks around the thing. So you just see on the camera shot. It's like our pastor's like some days are not great. The service this week's all about hope and finding hope in hard times. And our pastor's like, some days are just not great, and some days you're just not happy. And you just hear my daughter go, "Hi, Baba, hello." She was like, unless you're Iris, apparently. So,
yes, that's awesome.
So if there's one thing I can mention about my daughter, is that if she got anything from me, she got her looks from her mother. Thank God. She got her smarts from her mother.
Yeah. Listen, I tell people that all the time. I'm like, I am so glad my kids got their looks and their brains from their mom.
Yeah. But she for sure got my personality.
Yeah.
She for sure got my personality.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I'll have to find a clip of it. I'm sure Nate and Dad won't care if I share it on here. Grace might, but you know.
No, but that is, man. I remember when you guys came to my wife's 40th birthday party, and dude, she was the life of the party. I loved it. She was awesome.
Yeah, awesome. She's the best, man. It's so funny. I know some of our listeners have met her at like games and events and stuff like that, and so it's so nice that everyone like loves her as much as we do, and it's so awesome, and we're very grateful for that. And next time you see her, she's going to talk to you because every day she's learning like 10 new words apparently.
Which is awesome.
It was great. So you guys came here to talk about Reds baseball. If we talk about my kid, it's going to be like a 3-hour episode. Thank you, Sydney. I really appreciate that. Oh yeah, Ben, Carrie, I just see Carrie mention this. So her great nephew is at Campbell County. He's a football player at Campbell County, Jacob Alford. So I guess he,
and he
you guys played Campbell County a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He was on the IL. I do remember seeing that name on our scouting report because we print out scouting reports every week, and we have injured and all that other stuff. Yeah, and he was on the injured list, and of course he was there with his jersey on. So yeah, I definitely know who he was.
Absolutely perfect. All right, so let's get into the weekend that was. Let's talk about first. So it was the final weekend of the season at GABP. Friday. I know Sydney saw Nelly perform live. Any of our other listeners get to catch Nelly? I know Steve Offenbaker caught Nelly. He was pretty excited. I think he was bumping some country grammar.
Yeah, I had several of my friends Snapchat me during the game about being and watching Nelly. Like that's my Snapchat was full of underlay, mame, ia, and I was like, oh my gosh, you guys are loving Nelly right now.
Yeah. But on the baseball side, Ty Steve 3 for 5 with a tank.
Yes.
A tank. Love to see it.
Yes.
Yesterday afternoon, the Reds win 7-1, and Ellie hits his 21st homer of the year. And they say there was only 423. I'm pretty sure that left the ballpark. I wasn't there.
Yeah,
but
that thing was smoked.
Oh my gosh. And of course, like I have to make fun of just the dumb things people do to try to tear down Ellie De La Cruz. So if you click on the comments, it's like, it's a home run. It's like 7,000 feet.
Smash.
And people are like, but what's his fielding percentage? It's like,
yeah. Well, here's the other one too that drove me crazy. And I get it because, one, they're from Pittsburgh and they just don't know any better. Mm-hmm. But two, like right before I got on here, I was listening to, I think it might have been Pittsburgh radio or I don't know. But they were like, I know I'm old school, but why does he stand there and watch home runs? I said, you know what? If you can hit 500-foot home runs, you stand there and watch them too. So why don't you stop being a geezer and freaking enjoy Ellie De La Cruz's 500-foot home run with him? How about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Also, if you don't like it, get him out.
Yeah. You don't like it. You don't like it. How about this? Don't let him hit bombs. How about that? Yeah,
it's pretty simple. And then, of course, today, Hunter Green comes back to the mound. Whatever. Steve says 608 feet will land a ball in the river on the fly. Was it Adam Dunn or William Opeña that hit the one that landed in a truck bed outside the stadium and kept going?
Yeah, it might have been Willie Moe.
Yeah, 'cause I remember. I think I told this story. One time I went to batting practice in 2011 when Dontrell Willis was on the team,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a game I went to where he was in batting practice, and he flat out hit one between the stacks in batting practice. Like for
Oh,
those who
geez.
don't remember, Dontrell Willis was the pitcher that could rake. Like
Yeah.
he could have been a DH realistically in
Yep.
the American League if pitching just didn't work out. That's right, Steve. Thank you. Dunn's bounced into the river. But yeah, so that was pretty cool. And then of course I saw quite a few Jay Bruces that were incredible. Jay Bruce at the ballpark today.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw a picture.
How
That's
cool.
pretty cool. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. That was awesome, man. I'm so
Lots
happy
of love
for
for
him.
Jay Bruce, man. Lots of love for
absolutely.
Jay Bruce.
They played the highlight reel of Clinchmas in 2010.
Oh, did they really?
And then showed him. Yeah, that was pretty cool. So also wearing a Reds hat in the crowd.
of course.
I'm just happy to be here. He was fronting. Mm-hmm. He was supporting his team.
Absolutely.
That's my guy. One of my all-time favorite Reds. Jay Bruce, if you ever want to come on a Reds podcast, I suggest ours or Late Night or Locked On Reds. No one else.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one else.
Hey, what would be your first question to Jay Bruce if he came on the show?
It would be, Sydney, don't talk about Mets Jay Bruce or Phillies Jay Bruce. You can bring up Indians Jay Bruce. That's fine. Because he was part of the 75 game win streak. Yeah. But we don't talk about the others or the Yankees one. That was a weird one too. That just didn't look right.
It did not look right at all.
Yeah. Imagine if the shift wasn't like if current defensive rules happened in Jay Bruce's career, he's probably still playing big league baseball.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah. Him and Joey Votto on the retirement tour together.
Yeah, no doubt.
Ooh, first question I would ask Jay Bruce. I probably want to know about his high school basketball days a little bit, honestly. I heard he was a hooper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also a time apparently in the minors he was fast.
Okay.
That must have just been like before he got muscular.
a glimpse.
It's like, dude, I crack up on this all the time. We're getting off track already. But we don't have a long show this week. So,
yeah. I mean,
I've referenced on here a couple times the 2006 Chattanooga Lookouts.
Yeah.
Joey's AA team. That Carlos was also on. They were nasty. If you look them up on Baseball Reference, that team was awesome. Like Cueto's on that team. A bunch of guys from the 2010 Reds and Carlos were on that team. Wild guess who led that team in stolen bases? Wild guess.
Jay Bruce.
Joey Votto.
No way. Are you kidding?
Dude. He was like 4th in the league in stolen bases that year.
Get out of here.
Yeah, he was also the MVP of AA that year.
Wow.
I can't remember if that's the Carolina. I think that's the Carolina League. I can't remember.
Yeah,
there's too many damn minor leagues to keep up with. But yeah, Joey Votto led
them, and wow. Yeah, I guess my probably question would be, like Votto off the field. Like, I know they had to hang out, do some like, what was he like? Like just not around baseball.
Yeah. That's like, I feel like, did you ever read that article C. Trent did in The Athletic? This is about 3 years ago, where they're just asking, he just asked a bunch of people questions about Joey.
Yeah, I did remember that.
It's so good. It's one of my favorites.
That was a really good one.
Back when I really liked The Athletic and I subscribed to him, that's nothing against C. Trent. I really like C. Trent, but I can't subscribe to The Athletic anymore. So they take 2 out of 3 from those dirty, rotten, filthy bums who are sponsored by ketchup in certain parts of their city. Known as the Pirates. Of course, all anyone wants to talk about is Paul Skeens' day today, which, last I remember, the Reds just kind of put up like 19 runs on them in 2 games. But sure, talk about Paul Skeens, who is not going to be a Pirate in 5 years. Go for
5.
it. Trying to be.
You're being generous with those years.
But I think that I'm going to do this. As we know, I'm very frustrated how the season went. We've talked about this a lot. We joked about it earlier when we get flagged and don't get any money for this YouTube video this week. Sorry, Chad and Nate. But I have been really, really irritated with this year, obviously, but taking 2 out of 3 from the Buccos to close the ballpark this,
I'll take it.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Well, you guys keep trying to tell me about how O'Neal Cruz is better than Ellie, you morons.
Jesus.
Go sip your terrible beers. Talk about your terrible hockey team. I don't care the Steelers are 3-0. They're not good. I don't understand how they're 3-0. Pitt Panthers suck. What am I missing here? The only cool thing from Pittsburgh is Michael Keaton. All right. So take those L's. Go enjoy last place again. And we will have fun.
Remember in May when everybody was so excited about the Pirates?
Yeah. How about that? Remember that?
Jeez, yes.
That's cute.
This is their year.
Watch out for the Buccos.
Not a thing. It's not a thing.
Not a thing. Never will be a thing.
No.
I don't know. No. And I get it. Anyone who listens to this is going to make us sound like we're talking sour grapes because the last time they've won a series they've been farther in the playoffs than the Reds have in recent memory. I get it. But they're still a stupid franchise full of stupid people who we talk bad about the Reds all the time. The Pirates have probably mismanaged talent way more than the Reds have.
Yeah.
I mean, be realistic here. I respect Andrew McCutchen. I don't hate him, but
no, I got a lot of respect for Andrew McCutchen for
Branch. Okay. Branch says the Pirates will be tough for the next couple years. 2. Let's be honest. We know how this goes. Yeah. O'Neal Cruz did a pretty impressive home run today. But I just want to make sure I insulted the Pittsburgh Pirates for a few minutes because whatever. Dave says, please don't ban me. Oh, man.
Never, Dave. Never.
Never, Dave. So, a couple things real quick. I didn't make slides these individually. Rhett Lowry yesterday. Another one. Just
dude. Yeah.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah. He's coming into it. I mean, he's had good outings, but, man, he's really, like he's coming into his own. If there's a reason why I wouldn't want the season to end, because I want him to have more starts because he's just getting better and better every start.
So I understand that he had a really slow start in Chattanooga earlier in the year, but if you look at Chattanooga's numbers, everyone had slow starts. They were pretty brutal this year. Yeah. Shout out Bubba Thompson getting called up to AAA after being on the big league team. I'm forever going to laugh about that, by the way, just so we're clear. But what took him? Why did we wait so long? I understand that he came up because of injuries.
Yeah.
But dude, once he hit that stride in AA and we're throwing out randos that no one's ever heard of, we're having all these bullpen days.
Yeah. Yep. No, I honestly think that for some strange reason,
I like this.
Like the Reds, Rhett the hair guy.
I like that comment.
I do.
I still like Rhett the Hitman Hart, but I do like that one too.
Rhett the hair guy is pretty good. But the Reds, for some odd reason, feel like I almost feel like they're trying to save cards in a deck. Like, we don't want to put him out there yet. Let's wait and see how. Like, no. We don't have time for that. Like,
ain't nobody have time for that.
This guy was good. Like, he was good for a while. Though, like, let's go. Like you said, we're wasting good quality starts, games that we need to win, and we were using bullpen days.
Yep.
Like, when we could have used this guy and got him the experience. And now look at him. Look if you'd have gave him 5 more starts before that we started using all the bullpen days and things like that. Like, I don't understand what we were holding on. Like, we were holding on to cars. Like, it was weird. Like, and we do that with a lot of the guys.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to use them yet. Let's save them and see. Like, what do we save them for? Either use them or do whatever. But guys like that need to be on the roster.
So, Carrie asked, this is a good question. How do you compare Red versus Skeens? So, here's the thing I will say about both guys. Neither of them really need help from umpires, but Paul Skeens certainly gets a lot of help from umpires. And he has earned the right to get a lot of the calls he gets. I'm not going to sit here and call him a bum because he's certainly not. He's probably the only guy on that team that's not a bum. Yeah. But even though I feel bad for Henry Davis because I thought he was going to be just incredible. He still might be, but their return on investment's not shown up yet.
Yeah.
But I talked to a couple of the guys. So Jackson Lauman, our buddy, who's a former big league scout. I talked to Jack Mueller, which, by the way, shout out Riverfront U.
Oh yeah, dude, big weekend.
Awesome put it stuff. On this weekend. We did our
awesome
thing.
Stuff. Yes,
we did our thing. But I will say that I think Lauder is probably a better pitcher. And that's not an insult to Skeens, but I think Skeens is probably with that higher velocity is probably gonna be more of a strikeout guy. And that's okay. But I think I'm not like, man, I really wish we had Paul Skeens. And it would be great if we did for sure. But I don't feel bad like we got the lesser of the two when we got Rhett Lauder.
No, I would agree with that. I think Skeens is good at what he does. Because, like you said, I think his zone gets a little loose because of the movement he gets on his fastball and how well it moves and how well he throws it. But overall, I think that Rhett Lauder is more of a pitcher's pitcher. Like he's able.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah,
he's able to use the zone. He's able to make pitches when needed. He's able to do some of those things that you can replicate. That you can replicate and get strikes more consistently with what Rhett Lauder does. Because eventually the fastball fades, and you have to learn how to like actually do some different things. So
this is City says, I just love how Rhett already knows how to pitch. He isn't a thrower. Jack is like, so Jack's worked at Cape Cod League. Jack's been involved in baseball for a long time. He like writes for other sites covering the MLB draft. He flat out told me that Rhett Lauder is going to be a better pitcher than Paul Skeens. He's like, yeah, Skeens will have higher velocity counts, but Rhett Lauder is going to be a better pitcher. So I just want to make sure, like, that's a great question. Carrie, I really appreciate that question. That's really cool. Like, we don't get a ton of those. Like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Steve says they didn't want to play the up and down game with Rhett when they called him up. We didn't have to. Called him up, had him hang out.
Let him let him take his lumps and bruises and let him learn. Because as you're seeing now, like he is mature enough and able to handle it. Like he's had great starts, he's had not great starts, but he's always bounced back to do things and get outs and do things well. So those are the things that we could have done a month and a half before we called him up and let him learn and get that experience.
So real quick, here's where we're at on nicknames. We got Rhett the Hitman Hart. I'm sticking with it. I'm not letting it die. Okay. It's great. Could you just see him like come out to the mound with sunglasses, put him on Tyler Stevenson, and just be like,
do the little Bret Hart thing.
Yeah. He'd be like, when you like the umpire, like he's like, Joe West screwed Joe West, you know?
Right.
Like, I don't know why that was the first one I thought of, but
Bump Goldberg.
Probably a terrible person for me to first think of Joe West of all people. But wanted to make sure. So Carrie suggests Rhett the hair guy. I do like that.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm still very fond of Indigo Montoya from Princess Bride.
Ooh, Princess Bride, yeah.
Yeah. I know Jeff Samardzija had that for a little while when he was good. But to me, everyone knows Jeff Samardzija will never be a pitcher. He will always be a wide receiver.
The Shark.
Bro. Yeah.
I don't know if people remember that dude was cold-blooded.
Dude.
Ooh, he was cold-blooded.
Yeah, he was so good. But yeah, Hunter Green back today. So
what'd you think? What'd you think of them just bringing him back for 45 pitches? Were you in favor of it? What were your thoughts?
This is not going to be a good podcast, but I didn't care.
Yeah.
If they had just shut him down for the year, I'd have been okay with that. But I'm all right with it. I think that him getting 2 more starts, because it looks like he's going to get to start the last Cubs game, which I'm going to break that down here in a second. Okay. I didn't mind that too much. I would have rather they kind of just took it easy if I had to pick one side or the other. But I thought his stuff looked good. I know he gave a homer, but he had 4 strikeouts for pitching a little bit of time, and you got what you needed from Hunter Green, a chance to win the game, and they lost 2-0 today.
Yep.
It happens. Yep. But I'm okay with it. I would have rather we just kind of went another way, but I'm kind of excited for it's the last game of the year, but he's going against Justin Steele.
Yeah.
that's gonna be a fun pitching matchup. So this Cubs series, should we go ahead and get to that before we get to our main topic?
Yeah, let's go. We
Okay.
can get to it.
So, real quick, just want to make sure. So,
yeah, Mr. Juan. Get off the fence, Tim. Get off the fence.
okay, fine. They shouldn't have brought him back. It was a waste of time. I have no idea how to be controversial, guys. Have you guys not figured this out? Check out these last 2 games of the year. Look at these starting matchups.
Yeah.
We got Rhett Lauder versus Shota, and then Hunter Green versus Justin Steele. I'm done. I'm not gonna make them appointment viewing at that point.
Right.
Probably. I'll keep an eye on it. By the way, the new Apple Sports app, incredible. You don't even have to have something up. It just pops up on your phone and tells you the balls and strikes and everything. It's awesome. And it'll be instead of just being ball, it'll be Paul Skeens throws a ball to Ellie De La Cruz. Count 2-1. And you're like, oh, this is cool.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty legit. I don't know if Kyle Hendricks is actually going to start Friday because he got that standing O in his last start. I think that felt like it last, but this is what CBS gave me. But dude, if there's any reason to still watch the Reds here for this last week, Lauder versus Imanaga and Hunter Green versus Justin Steele, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's legit. That is a playoff-esque starting pitching matchup that you would like to see.
Imagine seeing that in the playoffs.
Imagine that.
Yeah, Steve says I held my breath on every pitch. But it's whatever, man.
Well, hold on. Do we ever figure out what the injury was? Why he was on the DL? What was it?
He hit his elbow on a cabinet or something.
Oh, is that what it was?
Dude, yeah, it's not as bad as the guy for the Angels who got hurt playing Guitar Hero.
Right.
But it's up there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See, I had not even heard how he had got hurt or why he was on the DL or why it took so long, or I hadn't heard any of that stuff.
Yeah. It's because you had better things to do. Brandon Williamson, that sucks.
Oh, dude, that's awful.
Sucks so much.
Oh yeah, that was it's already bad, the season's the way it is, but to have that happen to that guy who had looked really good,
fought back to get a start this year,
fought back to get a start, and have that happen, dude, it just kind of breaks your heart. You know what I mean? Breaks your heart for sure.
For sure, man. So hope the best for him, man. It sounds like he's not going to be pitching in 25.
No.
Which,
yeah.
Unfortunately, answers a question the way we didn't want it to be answered.
Yeah.
But I hope that 26 comes back and he is a dude because he was looking really good, man.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Kerry says you think they're going to put Lauder out there against the Cubs. I do, because get him one last start.
Yep.
There's no doubt in my mind, obviously, at this point, he's going to be on the big league club next year. So I think he's a number 2 guy. I've said this for a couple weeks now. I love Nick Lodolo. I really still believe in Nick Lodolo. I think Nick Lodolo's going to have a great offseason, and he's going to be really good next year.
Yeah.
But Rhett Lauder's the number 2 guy to me. It's Hunter, it's Rhett. That's the and then you fill in the rest.
I mean, you go Hunter, Rhett, Lodolo, I feel pretty good. I mean,
dude.
Those 3. And then you fill in. I feel pretty good about that.
We're not even talking about the possibility Nick Martinez is back.
I was going to say Nick Martinez. I'm dude, he's been incredible. Nick Martinez has been.
Look at this.
He's been phenomenal.
Look at Steve.
Oh, okay.
We love you, Steve.
Appreciate it, Steve.
I do this all the time when Steve and Jeff are in the chat. And this is just one of the reasons I got to do it. So I don't promote a lot of Reds podcasts. A lot of people know the reasons why.
Yeah.
But those guys are my dogs.
Yeah,
they always look out for me. They always reach out to me if they need somebody. Jeff has always been there for me and always reached out. Steve will text me on the regular just to be like, hey, I really liked you guys did this. So I will always show love to the Locked On Reds guys. Those guys are my homies. I think of myself as the unofficial third host. I haven't told them that yet, but now they know. It's on wax now. And we put it on wax.
And we put it on wax. It's the new style. You know what
It's the new style. All right. We're getting a little too far here. So let's talk about it, man. The idea of this week's show was extensions, to extend or not to extend. And here's the thing where I want to get into this. So we're going to talk about a couple of the guys. We're going to talk about the guys that are here. Holy crap. People are giving us whoa, hold on. Let's just get flagged again. All right. So, because we mentioned them already.
It's got to be because I got people who want to be my friend. People I never knew. People I never thought.
Thank you guys so much. That's so cool of you guys.
That is awesome.
We definitely appreciate that. Chad will be proud of me for once. So, the conversation here, and I want to start with, as we know, Hunter Green got the extension, and my honest opinion was that should not have been the start and end. That should have been the beginning of the movement.
Yep.
And so we're going to kind of talk about a couple guys here, and I kind of want to I haven't really had a chance to. I didn't go over this with Ben. So, and we definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this and what you guys, how you guys feel about it. And we're just going to talk about these guys in particular, but if any other names come up, please, by all means, let us know. We'll give it thoughts. So Ellie's the obvious, right? There's no giant conversation here. Yes, Mr. Juan, that's going to be the big conversation next week. It's for sure going to be a big conversation next week. But Ellie's a no doubter. Do everything you can. Make him say no. I would rather you make an offer. If he doesn't come back, you make an offer and he says no and signs with someone else, but you didn't take yourself out of the race.
Yeah.
Like you did with Nick Castellanos in the past. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm kind of at there. So in this situation, the Hunter Green contract, it's through arbitration plus a year.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of what the movement should be. This is what you are, a small market team. We go through this all the time. Your ownership doesn't want to spend money. So this conversation is strictly about keeping this core group of guys, because you have a lot of holes on your roster, but you have a lot of really good players too. So Ellie, yes, we're all in agreement. I don't know. Give him 30 years. I don't care. Give him the LeBron James contract. Like a player option every year. Just keep him in town. Just keep him in town. Who on the so now we got Ellie out of the way. Who do you want to go with first to talk about and kind of evaluate?
Ty Steve. Yep.
All right. So I am not gonna really have a big analysis here. 100% yes. I think that
no brainer.
No brainer. I know Steve agrees with us, and I would do anything to keep him in town because I don't think this year he played over his ceiling. I think this was legit. And if you look at the past, so we've broken this down a million times for the year. I know everyone's going to bring up last year. Dude, he was coming back from a collarbone injury and playing catcher. That's insane. Like, that's so hard. And how much better he got as defensively. He became a 4-hole hitter on this team.
He's
hit all his career highs. Should have been an all-star, realistically. And I think that we've in Branch says right here, catchers are such a premium.
And that's my big point, dude. There's not really good catchers everywhere. So when you get one, you got to hold on to them.
Yeah, I mean the Pirates had Joey Bart catching guys this weekend.
Right.
So, dude, I am 1,000% with you. I would lock him up through arbitration. I would make sure that I've got, like I said, keep the group together. And like Sydney says, he's not playing first base anymore. You probably need to do better. Like, I love Luke Maile, but I think at some point you probably need to get someone who's somewhat of a threat at the plate as a backup catcher, but can still help you out defensively. I know that's very few and far between. That's why you keep guys like Tyler Stevenson. So yes, 1,000% extend Ty Steve.
Yep. No, I agree.
All right.
100%.
Yeah. Spencer Steer.
Oh, I say yes.
I say yes, but I do not want him playing left field anymore.
I don't want him playing left field at all.
I know CES and Ty France are going to be on the team next year, and they probably have first base locked up. But I think Spencer Steer still might be the best first baseman defensively on the team.
Yeah.
And he's the best athlete of the three.
Yep.
So
For sure.
that definitely helps. And he has shown that he can play third base. He has shown, we talked about everything we've said about Spencer Steer all year. And I know he's had an up and down year, but he's right around the where you want an OPS for a guy like that to be.
Yeah.
I suspect that year 3, he's going to come back with a bang and he's going to be really, really good. And we've seen that he has the ability to do so. So I say yes.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
737 OPS isn't great, but we know he's capable of.
We know he's better. Yeah, capable of better.
Yeah. City says, do you think they'll tender Ty France? I think so. Because he's cheap. They like
money, is it? Like
they like contracts where they don't have to spend a lot of money on guys. So
I was going to say his contract's not crazy, is it?
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Which I agree. I don't think Steer will cost a ton to buy out on arbitration either. 8-9 mil.
Okay.
I love it. I would,
Yeah.
So this is about the core, right? All right. So here's where the conversation gets a little tricky.
Yeah, to say the least.
Of the 3 guys left here, what do you want to start?
Let's start Lodolo.
Okay. I say yes, and here's why. I know everyone's going to bring up the fact of he can't stay healthy, and they're right.
Yeah.
When Nick Lodolo is on, he is awesome, and I know that you probably can't count on him for a full year.
Right.
I'm not going to go in here and say we should move him to the bullpen, and if you do, you are fired. You particularly bad, actually. You particularly. But with Nick Lodolo, I think that we just kind of talked about, you feel really good with Greenlaw or Lodolo if you're in a short playoff series, especially if you have home field advantage. And I think Lodolo is fully capable of being the guy we see when the blister is not bothering him. Yeah, Sydney, 1,000%.
Yeah,
when he's on, he's Chris Sale.
Absolutely.
And you've heard that comp by many people. I think Chris Sale made that comp, if I saw that somewhere. Maybe I'm lying, but I don't think I am. So I say yes, but I say that I go with buyout arbitration, but don't give the extra year. Give him, 3 years left now?
Yeah.
2 years left to show that he can be on the mound every single chance he gets, and he's really good.
Yeah, I agree. You give him his 2 years to see how he can bounce back. His stuff is just too good, man. I don't want to give up on that yet.
You bet on talent, right?
Yeah, I don't want to give up on that yet. And I know he's had his injury issues and things like that, but I would hate to lose that kind of talent. Especially knowing what he's capable of. I think you ride out his last 2, see how it goes, and then go from there. But yeah, his arm talent is too special to be like, man, yeah, let's just let it go. But no, I agree with you. He's too talented of a dude.
I agree. Let's talk about Matt McClain.
Okay.
So there's a lot of figuring out who he is.
Mm-hmm.
And I still really believe he's the guy we saw he was last year. I am very concerned. Maybe it's just because we have this Nick Senzel snake bit that we had with the shoulder, where the shoulder basically ended him. And I don't want that for Matt McClain. I don't think it's going to have Matt McClain. He's a much better contact hitter than Senzel, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm willing to do 2 years on McClain. I don't think I'm in dead set on it. I could be talked out of anything here. But I think that I really like him. I believe he is going to be incredible. I think he is just who he was his rookie year. He was the best player on the team his rookie year. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So I'm more than willing to give. I would say I probably won't to be safe, but if they did, I would be okay with it.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. I think that his sample size is so small, it makes it difficult to make that kind of decision. But from what you saw in his rookie year, He's got the talent.
Yeah.
He's got the talent. I just and they bring our chat brings up a great point. Dude, the oblique injury in general is a very tough one to continue to overcome. So I'm hoping that's something that he can have fixed and be ready to go. Um, but I agree with you. I think if you give him the 2 years, see what he has. I think his sample size of his rookie year is who he is. And I
I just
think
feel
he can. I think he can build on that. So I wouldn't be mad if they did it. But I'm kind of with you on that, though. Like I wouldn't be mad if they did it, but I would understand if something else happened.
Yeah, for sure. Last picture prone we have here is Alexis Diaz, and
Mhm.
we all know how I feel about what his role is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say no. And
Yeah.
it's not that I dislike him, but
Mhm.
obviously this year was really concerning. There was a lot did not like, but the reason I put him on this conversation, because I know a lot of people would just be like, no, is he's been pretty good for about a month now. He's
Yeah.
been the Alexis Diaz of last year. Sidney says he's top 5 in the league in saves. I know a lot of people care about that stat far more than I do, so I'm not trying to fight that by any means. But the reason I thought he was an interesting conversation is he's really good at striking people out,
Yeah.
and I know he's also really good at giving up homers, but
Yes.
he hasn't been doing that very much of late. I still really believe in Alexis Diaz.
Yeah.
I just think the only reason that I say no is that I don't think you should put a premium on these guys that you're obsessed with for ninth inning spots.
Yeah. And I would say no because I feel the same way. I don't feel like that is only unless you're just a dude. Um, it's hard. It's hard to like you said put a premium on guys like that. So um, yeah, I would have to say no. Uh, I don't know. I think he's a guy that you can put him in spots and get out. I just don't believe in just saving him for the ninth. I just don't like.
I don't either.
I think that there's a bunch of different dudes depending on matchups and the way things go down that you can put in the ninth to be able to get 3 outs. Like, as a reliever, yeah, I don't think he's bad as a reliever. I just don't, how many true savers are there left in Major League Baseball? Like true, like just shut it down. Mariano Rivera savers. How many are them left in the Major League Baseball?
Well, not Josh Hader anymore. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
Emmanuel Clase is probably the biggest one I can think of. Like Emmanuel Clase, if you look at his numbers, has a case to be the American League Cy Young winner.
right.
But there's
But
not many more Emmanuel Clases.
no, and that's what I'm saying. Like that, like the role of getting saved, the position, it's. Oh, yep, you're right. It's overrated. Like I just think that there's way too many matchups and situations where you can't just run a guy out there that can say, "Hey, let's get 3 outs." Like guys like Mariano Rivera, guys like any other good save guy. Those roles are few and far between anymore.
Probably make the case for
So,
Alexis Diaz.
yeah.
Have
So
you seen
I
that?
mean,
You seen the clip of when someone was pulling into LaGuardia, and they're like, because Gorge's right by City Field,
mhm.
like all the lights are going crazy because he's coming out for the ninth inning.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah, dude. Edwin is he's incredible.
something
Yeah.
cool had to happen to LaGuardia at some point in life because that airport is like
It is awful.
It's the
LaGuardia
worst.
is awful. It is awful. It's a horrible airport.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, there's just very few guys that stay that are being used in that role anymore. So, it's almost like saved by committee or saved by by matchup. Like it's just I don't know, very
Yeah.
overrated position. I
I agree.
I definitely agree with Steven on that one.
Yeah, I mean, Aroldis Chapman got a save for the Pirates today. He also has 11 of them this year.
He has 11 saves.
Yeah, but he also has he's got his 94 strikeouts, 59 innings. What
Wow.
a waste. What a waste. I know he didn't have a big contract with the Pirates this year, but 59 innings for that guy who's still pretty talented.
I'm surprised nobody went try to go get him.
I Dude, I was on here every freaking week, and like I loved getting Brett Suter. I loved getting Emilio Pagan. I still stand by it. I still
Yeah.
stand by. I would have loved to have had
Mhm.
him. And I know people are like, it's just nostalgia talking. No, he's still good, and
No,
he showed
he's still really good.
Yeah, 2-time World Series champion, Aroldis Chapman. Did you think that we'd be ever having that conversation?
No.
Mr. Juan says LaGuardia is near Flushing though, which means good Chinese food.
Oh,
Bro,
okay. I'm with it.
I'm with it. Yes, City says we get him this offseason. I hope so. So, okay, so a couple of names that came up in the chat that I want to make sure we got to. Nick Martinez is obviously one that came up. I've been pretty open that I would go ahead and pick up his option and add $4 million to it because I want him back next year.
Yep, he's been.
We
solid.
mentioned those three guys already: the Green, Lodolo, Louders. You put Martinez on that too.
Yep. He's been solid. He's
you open that fifth. Yeah, you open that fifth to Chase Petty, Chase Burns, Junis.
Yep.
You feel really good about that. And that was a big conversation we had last week. But yeah, I don't extend Ty Steve. All right, just extend Ty Steve. Make us all happy, and let's do it. Sydney, you mentioned earlier, would you or would you not extend Buck Farmer? I can't believe I'm going to say it, Ben. I'd bring him back.
Really?
He was good this year. He was really good.
Yeah. Okay.
He was really good.
Okay. Good old Buck.
Yeah, like, I've been very open in my honest feelings of Buck Farmer for a long time. But he was legit good this year.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. So Mr. One asks, how much is Ty Steve worth? Catchers are a premium. So I would have to see. I would have to look at what other catchers are getting. Do I think he's Sean Murphy money good? Probably not. But I'm not saying he's too far off from that.
Yeah. Like you said, dude, good catchers are few and far between, guys that are as consistent as he is.
Yeah, I think that he's totally worth. If tomorrow the news broke that they gave him a $75 million contract, I'm probably calling it a bargain.
Yeah.
Which is probably silly of me, but dude, he's so good. And I think we need reasons to be happy about this team. And that would make us happy.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
I agree.
Any other names you think we should discuss? 18 million a year for Tyler Stevenson. I'm doing it. I don't think I'm nuts when I say that. I'm sure there's probably someone will clip this and say we're insane, but 18 mil for a catcher? 18 mil for a good hitting catcher? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
Good. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm trying to think if there's any other names. I don't know. 20 home runs Steven next year. Yeah.
Graham Ashcraft?
No.
Mm-mm. I'm open to the bullpen thing for next season. I know I've kind of been against it for a while. I'm kind of more open to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that third time through the order thing's pretty alarming.
That
happens for a lot of pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Abbott. Sydney brought him up.
I would extend Abbott.
I think the thing we're going to have the issue with in the conversation is you can't extend everybody.
Right.
Because at some point you do have to give players to make your team better as well.
Right.
And the Reds aren't very good at doing that. But I would be very open if Andrew Abbott got an extension. If he was the fifth guy with the guys we just named, I feel very good about that rotation.
I'd feel really good.
At least him to hold you over until the Birds and the Petties are ready.
Yep.
To pitch the majors. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass at this point because we're 50 minutes deep here, but I'll bring this up again real quick just to make sure. So we mentioned the last 2 games of the Cubs. So Tuesday, they finished the Battle of Ohio. I did not think to reach out to our good buddy Quincy Wheeler for this episode. We always have him on for our Guardian series.
Gosh, damn, we got another. I didn't know we had another Guardian series. I didn't know.
Yeah, so next year for 25, we finally go back to 3-game sets for this. It's not a 2-gamer anymore. Thank God.
Yeah.
But you still have to win. You still have to somehow win 4 of 6, basically, at the minimum to get the Ohio Cup. There's no because they're both 3-game sets. So Our guy, that's a good matchup for Tuesday. Junis versus BB.
Mhm.
Why are the Guardians pitching BB? Like, rest them. You guys
Yeah,
won the. You guys already won the AL
They
Central.
won.
by-
I was gonna say, did they win the Central already?
They've won it by like 94 games. Like, chill out.
That may change.
Yeah, it could.
That may change.
And then Julian Aguilar versus Joey Cantillo. I can't imagine Joey Cantillo is going to be in the first round postseason
Right, yeah,
roster.
he won't
He
be
might
in
get
the
added
postseason,
later.
Yeah, I don't.
and
They
then-
may not pitch BB because I was just thinking about that. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and then Friday, you go to Chicago, finish the year out at Wrigley. Nick Martinez versus Kyle Hendricks. I will say that I don't know if this is going to happen, like I mentioned. So if you saw yesterday when they pulled Kyle Hendricks from the game, he got a standing ovation. So
Yeah.
that may have been the end of it. But I know that Joey Votto made his life miserable. But I always really liked Kyle Hendricks. I always thought he was
Yeah.
pretty underrated. So I would like to see him get one more start if this is the end.
Mhm.
And then if these two games stand, if both teams decide to still do this, Rhett Lauder versus Shota Imanaga on Saturday is like pitching beauty. That's like
That's legit.
you couldn't ask me for a better pitching matchup than that for the end of the year with both teams out of it. And you have no
Out of it,
reason
right?
to
With
pay
nothing.
attention. And then the last game Sunday, Hunter Green versus Justin Steele. Anything particular? If you have anything to care about this last week of the year, anything you want to see, anything that matters to you at this point?
Honestly, I want Hunter Green to stay healthy if he is going to start that last game.
Me too.
I like to see him go 5 strong. And that's pretty much it, man. I just want people to stay healthy. I just don't want any season-ending injuries or something that will carry to next year or anything crazy like that. Just honestly, I don't even care if we win or lose them. I just want everybody to stay healthy because us having a healthy offseason is going to be huge going into next year.
So all that I agree with. But I'm going to go ahead and say I want Ty Steve to pick up one more bomb. I want him to get to 20. I got this sneaky feeling we might get one of these final LA runs to end the year. So he's at 25 homers going into the last week. 5 games left. I don't know if he's going to hit 30. He's more than likely not going to hit 30.
All right.
28? You think he's got 3 homers in him this week? I bet he does.
Yeah. Man, if he gets to 28, and what's he at 70 steals, 70, something like that?
This is ridiculous.
20,
This-
so
this
28
era
homers,
of-
70 steals. I mean, that's pretty legit. That's a really good season.
Yeah.
And he's going to bat over 260, 262, 264, something like that.
Yeah. OPS going into Tuesday is 819.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll
Tyler
take that.
Stevenson 793. Yeah, man. So, all right, guys. Well, 1 week left of Reds baseball games that count. Next week, we'll put a bow on the season, and then we'll also give our thoughts on the playoff matchups. Give our thoughts on who we could see making a run. So I'm actually, even though the Reds are out of it, normally I don't care once the Reds are done. I'm actually really excited for the baseball playoffs this year. I think you can make a case for all 12 teams to win it.
Yeah.
I think all 12 teams legit have a conversation, and all 12 teams have a very big reasons why they will fail. So it's gonna be really interesting, but I'm curious to get your thoughts on who you think could pull it off, as well as I'll give mine too. Hey, Steve, Branch, not that we aren't appreciative of everyone because you guys are awesome and you guys make this season so fun. But Steve and Branch, thank you guys so much for throwing a little cash our way. Like we
Yeah.
didn't. It's only happened to us once before, and then we're definitely grateful for that. So,
That's awesome.
is that a thing?
Dude, they add him to the rotation and oh my gosh.
I am gonna go with I hope so. I don't want the Dodgers to win anything, but if he's gonna get a chance to pitch in a playoff game,
Oh my gosh.
bring it. Yeah,
Oh, I love it.
I love it.
It's a
I'm so
hey,
excited.
listen, it's a possibility. I think he's thrown some bullpens.
Yeah, he has. I have seen
There's
him throw some bullpens.
there's
So
nothing to say that he can't come in the eighth and help secure a win.
we didn't have time. We totally didn't even
Uh,
mention just that incredible game he had the other
Oh,
day.
dude, that was
They hit
oh my
50-50.
gosh. Dude, you want to talk about putting things out of reach? Like that's just I don't know. That's incredible. He's just so
Yeah.
incredible.
All right, so we're gonna go to wrap up the episode here. Once again, want to say thank you to everyone for hanging out with us throughout the year. We're definitely appreciative. Want to make sure again I say this because I do. This means a lot to me. So we do have a section of college sports we cover for the local teams called Riverfront U. And yesterday, we legit covered 3 college football games in 3
Incredible.
states.
Incredible photos, incredible sideline. It's awesome. It's incredible.
So please give those guys some attention. They're working really, really hard. They're doing awesome stuff. We were at Notre Dame, Miami of Ohio yesterday. We were at Georgia Tech, Louisville, and we were at UC Houston. So we worked our asses off yesterday, and I'm very proud of our guys, and I can't thank them enough for making Riverfront U grow more. So I'm wearing the Riverfront U shirt today. So we are in there like swimwear. So everything's at riverfrontcincy.com. You find the school you want to see our recaps on, they're there for you. So we are definitely excited. But on behalf of Ben Brown and myself and everyone here at the Riverfront, thank you all again. Have a great week. Let's have a fun last week of the year.
Let's win on a high note, baby. Let's go.
Let's do it. See you, everybody.